I want to say this to us, though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one, so of course she's going to end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us. We have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs to be more
If we was loving our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
Why?
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
Hey folks, this is Jeff with This Week at JTT, and this was going to trigger quite a few people. It pertains to Dr. Umar Johnson. The video clip you just saw talked about him chastising black men for not being the ones responsible to try to help raise black boys. And while yes, we need to raise, be more responsible for the young black boys to be better men, but you gotta understand though, unless the women granted access to these boys so we could make sure they become responsible men, it's gonna be all in vain. And plus, me myself, why can we put more effort and emphasis on things like the Boys and Girls Club? Yes, the Boys and Girls Club in America, or at least in the black community equivalent, so that way they can be around strong, positive role models for both boys and girls, so they're going to be responsible adults. Because right now, the way social media and the cultures right now is fertile ground for a boy or girl to turn into a very messed up adult. So, bottom line, I disagree with Dr. Umar Johnson saying how here's the reality: unless the mothers grant us access to the kids to put them in the Boys and Girls Club to be responsible adults, it's gonna be all in vain. But I'll show you another clip so you know what I'm talking about. Talks about this one man, talk about how these mothers will not let these men even say a word to their sons in case they're doing wrong. I'm just saying. So check out this clip.
A lot of the women out there complain about how wild these young dudes is, man. And y'all be saying the men need to take lead and try to show them. But y'all took that privilege out of our hands a long time ago when y'all started telling the dudes in the neighborhood, don't say nothing to my kid, don't touch my kid. Fuck out of here. And y'all tell y'all kid that nobody in them streets can tell you shit. If it ain't your mother telling you, ain't none of them can tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when we was growing up, it was different. Like with the older dudes, they catch us doing some shit out of pocket, they fucking us up, man. They catch us cursing in front of old ladies or being disrespectful, they fucking us up. And my mom's allowed it. My moms didn't come outside flipping on the older dudes like, yo, don't touch my son. She knew they was chastising us. They was teaching us respect. They was giving us that structure because a lot of us ain't have fathers in the household. So that's where we got the structure from, the dudes in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? But the mothers nowadays, you can't tell their son nothing. And these kids grow up hearing that, so they mother constantly telling them, none of them niggas out there can tell you nothing. Don't let nobody tell you shit. I wish one of them niggas will put their hands on you. So if they mom telling them that, of course they gonna tell an old head nigga, get the fuck out of here. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me shit, because that's what they mom's been telling them. So you try to put your hands on one of them, they don't look at you as no big homie chastising them. They look at you as a grown man trying to put their hands on them, and they gonna fuck around and boom you. Because this is how they've been raised. This is how the mothers is raising them. And that's why it ain't no village no more. That's why it's fucked.
As the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. All I gotta say is this, to the women who complain that these boys are getting too wild out in the streets, the moment you stop letting the men put them in check when they get out of pocket, you should be surprised these little boys become irresponsible, crazy men when they grow up. You gotta have somebody to keep things in order. If the father's not gonna be around, someone gotta be a father figure to these boys. Someone gotta keep them, keep them in check. Someone gotta show them how to be a role model, how to be a father. Someone has to. It's either be them, or as I said before, we need the Boys and Girls Club of America. Simple as that. If you have any other ideas, leave them in the comments down below. Peace.